So you guys walk into the storage room, and you see that they've started moving the bodies of the dead maesters out. So there's really only a couple left. The ones that have most recently died, and there's a few septons in there trying to clean up the blood, and the blood that has been vomited everywhere. And you see there's only a couple people who aren't doing anything. They're doing something actively with like cleaning something up or trying to do stuff. There is a guard who is standing near the doorway, just kind of facing the room. And there's Maester with his back turned against a wall and appears to be rummaging through something. And his actions are very hasty. He seems to be like shoving something and grabbing other things around him and shoving them into a sack very quickly.
I would like to hit him with my stick.
Okay.
I'd like to find out who he is before he hits him.
Okay.
I'd like to suggest that we send the second guard, who's not holding anyone, to go with the frail maester.
I like that TF is just like, oh my god. Come on, stop! All the rest of you just accept that it's going to happen.
So what do you guys do?
Right, so we'll find out who he is first. I like Bob's plan, and then we'll let Healbot hit him.
Okay.
I'm fine with hitting him no matter who he is. I just want to find out who he is.
So you just are you gonna wait for this turn and let him turn around, or are you gonna send a guard to go turn him around?
Oh, I thought I could see if I recognize him by the back of his head.
Oh yeah, I want to roll a knowledge memory.
No, it'd be awareness. Roll awareness.
Notice?
Sure.
I got a 10.
14.
It's Ramsfield.
Get the guard to
Tim says no
Okay,
shit.
well, I think Healbot should definitely go up and whack him.
Yeah, we should secure him so Healbot doesn't get hit, and then just let him go off.
Okay. You have the opportunity to roll stealth here if you would like.
I roll stealth.
Okay, roll stealth.
Stealth. Oh dear. Maester's rolling stealth.
Oh shit. This is not gonna work out. Hang on, I'd rather just hit him with my
The-
stick. It's legit.
The test is 6. You're an old guy, you walk slowly. You not gonna make too much noise.
I got a 7.
Alright, you
Okay,
enter
so-
stealth. And you approach.
No.
Now roll fighting.
I got a 5.
You swing with all of your might, and you move out of stealth, and you scream as you do it, and your blow that you intended for his head completely misses him.
Awesome. I love this. I love this game. I like that Sassy just goes along with it too.
I am a nice DM. I will let you fuck yourself over in as many ways as you want.
Can I just gesture to the guard to grab him because he's already agreed to catch suspicious ways for us?
Sure. The guard goes over and pulls him, and during this time, Ramsfield, oh my, Ramsfield raises his hands, and he's like, "Get your hands off of me, you stinking fucking shites!"
He has one
Hit this
insult,
guy
doesn't
so
he?
hard.
You just whipped on him so hard. You don't get another chance.
Can I take another chance after we secure him?
Well, he's secured now,
Guy,
right?
once he's secured.
He's
Hell, you know what? I'm willing to let Healbot hit him now that the guard's holding him.
yeah, the guard is.
Yeah, I want Healbot to hit him.
All right, roll fighting.
Oh yeah, 2 5s. I got a 10.
Okay, you succeed with 2 degrees of success. So you hit him for 6 damage, and you just smack him straight across the face. And so his head quickly.
No, can I hit him in the cojones?
Sure. Sure. So he hit the cojones. And he groans deeply, and he falls to his knees, and then he glares up at you. And he's like, "Is that all you have, you old fuck?"
Well, I am 80 years old now. When you get to be my age, you can try and hit someone and tell me how easy it is for you.
He says, "I've had whores who hit me there harder, and I paid them for pleasure."
I believe him. I really believe him.
I believe you. Except,
You seem like the kind of person who would enjoy that.
except if you really enjoyed that, I'll have to introduce you to my friend over here.
Which friend are you referring to?
Is
Your
it-
I don't
penis?
remember his name.
Or Pollux? This Pollux is a skinny little ferret.
Oh, whoever our guys' character is.
Ulrich is not here. So, what do? Ramsfield is on his knees in front of you.
What's your persuasion,
Oh
Bob?
my, no. My persuasion is
Bob,
3.
bad.
And convince 1, and I'm sorry, Healbot.
Alright.
But not that sorry.
I wouldn't be sorry either.
What's everyone
Yeah.
else's persuasion? Who can get this guy to talk?
3 has worked pretty well for me.
Healbot, do you have better than 3? Otherwise, let's let Daniel talk.
How many dice do I get?
It's persuasion. How many dice can you roll for persuasion? That's what we're asking you.
13. I got a 13.
No, how many dice can you roll for persuasion?
No, persuasion, I get to roll 3. Unless
Then
we're
Bob
convincing,
talks.
then I get to roll 4.
Alright. TF is asking if he can use animal handling and charm. And if you're
yeah.
trying to get a raven to come sit on your shoulder, that would be the appropriate skill to use. But I am afraid Ramsfield is not beastly enough. He still exists. No, we're still not asking you. What did you roll? How many dice can you roll for persuasion?
Oh, I get to roll 3, and I rolled 3.
Because
I
now
just-
Okay,
Daniel's in the
default
best
is
position.
3.
to
because they're
talk,
trying to
so-
figure out who is going to persuade him, not you
Ooh,
guys trying. Oh, you're going to try to persuade him? Okay. While he's doing this, Bob, you think about if you're going to try to persuade him and what you're going to say. Healbot, go. What do you say?
I don't know.
Wow.
What do you say?
So, what exactly was your plan here?
He glares up at you. What? Or first, Bob, do you want to go?
Yeah, I
Try
want
to
to watch how this plays
talk
out
over him?
first.
Okay. So Ramsfield spits onto your boots, and he was like, "I don't know what plan you're talking about."
Well, you
No
seem to
insult
have a
person.
nasty grudge against everyone. Can you tell me what that's about?
Half of this is sitting back and watching what Healbot does, and half of this is sitting back and watching what our guys does. And we're in one of those. We're in the Healbot realm right now. Yeah, it's
For
true.
this particular story,
Yeah.
Usually Ulrich doesn't do much, but you really stepped it up for me this
Yeah, I
time.
made you do shit. I was sick of you not doing shit. So you're asking him what his plan is, and he spits on your boots, and he says, "I don't know what plan you're talking about." I remember that part. Did you talk after that?
But I don't remember what I said.
All right.
I know that it
We
was
come up with something
moving
new.
forward.
Wait,
I
he
don't know,
said,
it was too long ago.
We'll come up with something new.
Oh,
Dude.
I remember what he said. If he's,
Okay.
if I'm allowed to.
Yeah,
tell him.
absolutely.
tell me.
Yeah.
He said, "So what was your plan with all of
No, it was
this?"
after that.
And then he spit in your boot.
Yeah.
And then that was as far as we got.
No, he spit on your boot, and he says, "I don't
Then
know
I
what
said
plan
something.
you're talking about." And then Healbot said something after that, and then that's
I remember. Here we go, lads. I seem to have a great big grudge against
That's
so
right.
many of us. Can you tell me what that's about?
That's right. He glares at you and he looks around the room and he says, "The Maesters are nothing but a gigantic collection of arses. These arses appear to be
Maybe
men,
true.
but they have their heads shoved up so far up their arses that they cannot even figure out a disease. One of the most deadly diseases known to humankind. Yes, perhaps. But when I attempt to bring in the most learned men of Westeros to try to help them save my house, one of the only male living heirs to my house, or the only male living heir to my house, they laugh at me and they tell me, well, I haven't heard of a cure before, but you might go read there's some sort of scroll that was lost halfway around the world in fucking Essos. So no, I do not like you. I do not like any Maester, because you do not help me, and you do not actually help those who are in need. And he spits again, and this time it's right in your eye.
Except that he's on the ground. He has to spit up. Can I get a roll for that,
He spits
please?
up. You can roll agility to see if you dodge it.
Dude, of course I dodge it. I'm a freaking old man.
Also, you have a -1.
I whack him in the face
Also,
again.
you have a -1 die to agility rules because that's your flaw.
I whack him in the face again.
Alright, roll fighting. Meanwhile, Bob.
I rolled an 8.
Alright, you hit him. What do you want me to say?
Woo!
He's now bleeding a little bit from you cut his lip. He's now bleeding a little bit. His bottom lip is. Bob, what were you gonna say?
I would like to give him a little talk, and I would prefer to use persuasion convince with this, but if you don't want me to, then you don't have to, and if you want, I'll do the talk, and then you tell me what to roll.
do the talk. It'll probably be persuasion convince, but do the talk first. Just make sure.
All right. Mr. Ramsfield, you have no idea what it is to be a maester, do you? You sit there on your ass and you do nothing. You attempt to solve and heal, but only by means that are very questionable. And then when things do not go precisely your way, you break the very vows you seek to uphold as a healer and cause harm and kill. You have no idea what you are supposed to do you? You are nothing but an idiot, and a sorry one at that. I would almost pity you if you told the truth.
Alright. Roll persuasion convince.
I'm gonna roll like 4 now and get like a total of 6.
Huh.
Oh no, that was a good roll. 17.
He looks at you, and then while you're speaking, he looks toward the ground and he shakes his head. And once you're done, he is like, "Are you done shitting out of your mouth hole yet? You have no fucking idea what I have gone through in my life. I was the top of my class when I graduated from the Citadel." And he grabs his chain and he pulls it up, and he shows you a particular link. And he's like, "This link is made out of Valyrian steel. This link means that I have studied the higher arts of magic. This means that I understand history and legends that have never even popped into your puny fucking head. I do not know how to solve grayscale." And he moves his head back and shouts to the entire room, "Do any of you fucking twats know how to solve the disease of grayscale? Do any of you know how to heal this?" And he puts his head back down towards you. And he's like, "So no, I'm not going to listen to a fucking Citadel bastard, if you're even from the Citadel, even if you're a maester in the first place, and you tried to tell me how to do my job. I have been a loyal servant of House Celtigar for years, and the only reason why I am being thrown out into the streets now is because I was not able to heal an unhealable child."
I would like to look at him in the eye.
Okay.
And do a little bit of talking of my own.
Okay.
Whoa, time out.
Meanwhile,
TF just rolled a 19.
TF rolled a 19 and checking what grayscale is. So, grayscale is an affliction. It's fairly common. It's a really bad disease. It's transmitted through touch, and it starts spreading on the skin. and it corrupts the skin, so it gets like a scaly sort of. Okay. It's a very it corrupts the skin, so it's like very scaly, and it's a very hard stone sort of thing. Stone sort of substance, and from the afflicted area, it slowly spreads to other portions of the body and eventually covers the person. And people, it's kind of started in across the Narrow Sea in Volantis, and now in Volantis, there's a whole bunch of people who kind of exist there, and they're called the Stone Men. And what happens when Grayscale takes over the rest of your body is you become insane. You're very beast-like. You don't have normal recognition, or you don't have cognitive thought. I don't think you have a sense of self anymore. You're a living beast. You're kind of just a beast. You exist only to survive, and you don't have any memories or any fragment of your past self. Addressing a couple of things. In TF's question, he's asking if he can refute this guy's knowledge at all with his knowledge of Grayscale. And no, Grayscale is there is no known cure to Grayscale. You can roll history and legends to find out, or you can roll history and legends, and HB can roll religion to find out if there have been anything like in the past in old books or something that you have read or know about people trying to find a cure for Grayscale. But it's going to be a very difficult chance of success, and it's probably not going to be very helpful. Moving on to our Gaius's question, I have to read this, and I have to think about it. Hold on a sec.
Can I know cure? Can I roll knowledge?
I
Hold
also
on.
would like
Hold
to
on.
do something that everybody else has done.
I'm just going to answer this directly because it goes to your character. So our Gaius asked me if he has. I told our Gaius that his Barely's main focus of research is trying to figure out a cure of Grayscale, and that is because Barely is fairly arrogant, and he believes his powers of healing are better than everybody else's, and he believes that if he can solve the issue of Grayscale and discover a cure to Grayscale, that will be his ticket to the closest immortality glory that a Maester could ever hope to achieve. People would be reading his tomes and reading about his discoveries for generations and for hundreds and thousands of years. And so that's really it. It's mostly a passion project. He is trying to actively looking for a cure for it, but right now he's just trying to figure out like how does it actually affect the body in a nuts and bolts sort of way. Yeah, you get afflicted to the skin and it spreads, but you're trying to figure out why it does it and how to stop it. It's really what you're looking for. So you don't know anything regarding any sort of specific knowledge. Nothing else that those. Yeah.
Cool. That's what I expected. Just wanted to check with you since you made a note of it to
Cool.
me.
Also of note, Transforcer said he's not trying to check knowledge of Grayscale. He's just trying to get him off his high horse. Most maesters do not have the time, energy, or intellect to study the higher mysteries. It's a really difficult field because there's not that much written work on it, and what is there is written very abstractly, and there's a lot of it's just very difficult to get into, and none of you have decided to take that route at the Citadel just because it's extremely difficult and you shouldn't go into it unless you have a lot of spare time on your hands, and you're really one of the smartest people there. Just because a normal maester isn't going to have to understand that knowledge. You're much better off if you don't have like those specific sort of gifts. You're much better off learning the healing arts and more history or alchemy or something like that than trying to study ancient religions and rituals and what was happening and why things were happening and testing spells for yourself and all that sort of stuff. So it's you may consider him on a high horse, but he's not. Okay, so he's saying. So TF says, Ramsfield is saying that his life sucks so much because grayscale, and that's his trump card. I'm getting to understand that grayscale is something that affects a ton more people than just his house, and that he doesn't have to have such a victimized position. It's true. You should say something of that effect to him, and you can roll persuasion. Okay.
I get a 10.
You succeed. You weren't asked to roll, Mr. Healbot. Sorry.
I just like to roll.
So TF succeeds. So he shakes his head at you and he's like, yes, many people have had great skill before. Do you think I'm fucking daft? But no.
Yes.
That's not the issue at hand. The issue is that even though I have been a loyal servant to my house, to the realm, for years, the only reason why I am now being cast out into nothingness, into the street to die like a bastard dog, is because other maesters would not help me. Other maesters with better healing powers than I would not come to my aid, would not help, and therefore, because I could not get anyone else to help me, nobody else who specializes in this sort of issue would help me, or even talk to me. Now I am being replaced by a fucking daft young pervert who enjoys watching noblemen have sex and then recording whether that she got pregnant or not. It's a joke.
My turn.
Go for it.
So, you hate the thought of being a bastard, do you? I'm Daniel Snow. I carry a bastard's name, and yet I do it without shame. I do it so that I don't have to think about the past that has haunted me. And yes, your past will haunt you, but you are an idiot. I come from a house that is long destroyed, and there was nothing I could do, just as there is nothing for you to do here. And yet when I took the name of a bastard, I did so willingly, so that I would not dishonor my own former name or my own former house, and that I might find a moment of peace amidst all of the uproar that comes with such pain. You think you have had so much difficulty. Look at me and tell me to my face that you can compete with any of the pain I have experienced. You may know me as Daniel Snow, but I was once Seth Clifton, and I was once the Maester of a mighty house. But now I choose to live my life the best I can and not complain and waddle around in fear and sorrow like the fool you have become.
He stares at you and he makes the motion of the word Seth Clifton with his mouth, and he says, Clifton, I remember you. I remember you were at the Citadel at the same time as me. You were an older boy than I was, and I did not know you well. But I remember when you got assigned to your house.
Wait, is this guy that much younger than I am?
He's fairly young. He's
God.
He's like 20 years
40s.
younger than you.
That
It's like
mofo
40s.
mess up his day.
And he says, I also remember hearing the reports that your entire house burned down and that everyone died. We wept for you. And yet you've been off hiding in some fucking backwater house for the rest of your entire life, taking the name of a bastard. No, I do not believe that taking a bastard's name is necessarily disrespectful for a maester. We're maesters. We do not serve ourselves. We do not serve our own house. We only serve the realm. And that is what I have done my entire life, following your example as an older boy at the Citadel. I was inspired like boys like you, who were able to go off and serve the realm. And that is what I have done my entire life. And now, for serving the realm, my punishment is to be cast out into the street and die, shivering, cold, and hungry. No, this is not. I am not bemoaning the fact that tragedy has happened to me. I am bemoaning the fact that it was avoidable. I do not know what you think I have done. I may hate all of you. I may want to slit all of your throats in your sleep for not helping me or coming to my aid. When my time was greatest, I might want to strangle you with my own bare hands for saying that I was inept just because I could not heal an unhealable boy. But I would never actually kill any of you. I am better than that.
I would like to do some empathy on that and see just how much bullcrap that is.
All right.
Ready. 20.
It's rough, it's coarse, it's laced with profanity, but it's true.
Damn it.
Wow. I did not expect that. I'm really shocked right now. I thought this story was just done.
Because we have all three suspects in custody right now and no answer.
Okay. Then we share the information with him. Somebody else tell him what's happened and figure out if he knows who would have the motive to do such a
Okay,
thing. Somebody else do that, because I've been talking in a monologue for a long time.
Yep. So what do you specifically do? How are you going to share the information with him? You're just going to walk up to him and start talking to him?